Hello, my loves, and welcome back to BehatiLife YouTube channel. If you're meeting for the first time, welcome, and for those of you that are old friends and family, welcome back. As you guys can tell by the title of today's video, we are going to be doing a charm reading, which I'm very, very excited about. I feel like the primary vibe that we're going to be diving into is what we need to hear in this moment now, but also to help prepare us for the future, whatever that holds. Now I'm setting intention that your future and your present both be blessed, that you have peace right now, and that this time that we spend together be something that brings you clarity, direction, peace, joy, and then is filled with messages that uplift you. So go ahead, get cozy, get comfortable, and let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, my loves, if you chose the first card pile, these are your charms. I'm going to start off with the charms first. We have a big bowl right here, and then we're going to end with the Lenormand cards that I have here on my left. So sometimes these charms can get a little loud, especially when I'm mixing them. So I'm going to give a little head count so that you can mute your headphones or turn the volume down. And then we'll go ahead and dive right in, okay? So I'm going to be mixing these charms up in 3, 2, 1. One of the charms just stuck my thumb. That's never happened before. Okay, let's see. While I was mixing them, the first thing that I heard was I heard the word pleasure, but I heard it in the terms of making sure that you're taking care of yourself, that you're prioritizing your joy, your happiness. Some of you guys may feel like, I guess we're just diving right in because the messages are flowing, but some of you guys may feel a little guilty or shame, or like, you know, when someone knows that it's a good thing to take care of yourself, but you still feel hesitant, or you still feel like it doesn't apply to you in some way. Spirit's first message to you is to make sure that you are literally making time for pleasure, to get up, to walk, to do activities that bring you joy. I'm also seeing like your mind kind of working a lot, like you might be ruminating and stuck on things of the past, really anchoring yourself to the past, especially with this anchor here. You might be really, really stuck. And I'm seeing from that place, I'm actually seeing like a blockage when it comes to your feminine energy, because it's not that you're in your masculine. It's almost like you're not doing anything. Like, and this is one of the things that Spirit is, okay, they heard, like, I'm hearing like the word restart. Like they want to like jumpstart. Think about the vision that it is that I'm getting is someone who has a car, or a car that they bought for pleasure. Like, it's like, you know, when you have cars for transportation, you have cars for your job, you have a car because it's a hand-me-down. This is one of those, the car that I'm getting is like someone, like what someone gets that is because it's their pride, their joy, they love taking care of cars. This could also be a message from someone who passed on from the past, like a person that really, this sounds so obvious, but a person who really loves you, like a masculine energy, who loved taking care of cars or tinkering on cars, or liked fast things, locomotives, like trains, transportation. But I also see someone here specifically who may have passed on, or who's in the picture right now, who loves like old school cars, and has those cars because they're like, it's considered like the finer things in life. This could even be a grandfather who has like a vintage car of some sort. And I don't know why the messages, and maybe this is a metaphor, maybe this is actually someone's spirit, someone from the spiritual team coming through. But back in the day, it wasn't all work. Back in the day, it wasn't work. There was, you had a cutoff. You had a cutoff, and then you would have hobbies that was your pride and your joy, and that was things that person was known for. Not just that person, but also society, whether it be baking, whether it be gardening, whether it be taking care of your car, like upgrading it and polishing it, cleaning it, taking it to shows. And whatever this message is, whether it's coming directly from a spirit guide or if this is a metaphor, they're saying that the restart to your life right now, like the jump start to your life, is beginning to prioritize the hobbies that bring you pride, the hobbies that bring you joy. I'm also seeing I'm hearing the word shun, like the way that they look at society right now and the way that they look at the world, they shun it. They don't like it. They don't feel like, they believe, they're very old school, whoever this is. So this could really be a spirit guide, but or someone that really loves you, but they don't like the way society is running itself. And it's like, no, it's like how they see things. It's like people, I'm actually seeing them kind of reflect, like, I don't know why they're looking at like a mirror, even though the mirror is here, but like they're looking at a mirror and they look back at the reflection of it. Society is reflecting like emptiness. And this person can see this and you can sense it, but sometimes when you're in it, I don't want to say that you forget, but you don't listen to that intuitive voice that reminds you that you're not a part of this world. Like you don't need to do what everyone else is doing. Like you have to remind yourself that you have to do things differently. Especially when it comes to your work and your pleasure, like what you should not be defined. Someone here too, and it's interesting because we have Capricorn at the top, but right now I'm just channeling. Actually, we have Capricorn twice. You should not be defined by your work alone. Even if your work is something that is a hobby or is like a big part of what you like and love to do, you still need to have that quiet downtime. And I think that for some of you guys, it's almost giving the energy of burnout or like losing a sense how this person sees this or how the spirit is coming through. They're saying like you almost are losing yourself, like your sense of self and your sense of purpose through kind of like this monotonous activity, whether it be work, whether it be a hobby that turns into work. They want you to go back to the joy and the pleasure, and also have cutoff times. Like make sure that you have cutoff times. Now I'm kind of being called to kind of revisit the fact that we were talking about the feminine, and I'm seeing this as divine feminine, like how God or goddess, like not within you, although it reflects in you, but how a higher power can show up with more feminine energy than masculine. And there's a part of you that may have disconnected from the goddess or the feminine form of the divine. And for that reason, it mirrors into how you feel about yourself. It can make you stop taking care of yourself. It can make you overthink and over-worry, but at the same time, I don't see you putting it into action. Like I see you stressing, but I don't see you feeling like you can do anything about it or that you are doing anything about it. It may actually make you feel like you're being lazy. And it's not that you're lazy. I just get a sense of like being overwhelmed or overstimulated or even understimulated. So it's like weighing you down. And that's how spirit is, this spiritual guide or this person, which I wasn't expecting to channel anyone's loved one or whoever this is. But that's how they see you right now. And they're showing that the word that they say is that they want to give you grace, and they want you to give yourself grace. Sorry, I'm listening. Yeah, they want you to give yourself grace, because there's just emphasis on, like, they just don't like the way society is panning out. And I totally get it. Like, I could have this conversation with this person all day. There's a message here about, like, really trusting your intuition. Someone here also needs to hear that there's some things around them or people that they're entertaining or are in their space, that be really careful about, like, allowing people in your space because you're lonely or because you're bored. Or, like, doing things because you're lonely or bored. That's not, it just seems like it'll be detrimental. Like, it seems like it's someone who can kind of lead you along the wrong path. Sometimes, and this is me saying this to you, not this guide, but sometimes being uncomfortable is a good thing, because even though you're uncomfortable, it will force you to go a new way, to try something, or to make something happen. And that's what I'm seeing here, is like there's this need to kind of use your mind for positive. And I don't know if I necessarily see it being used for positive, because I feel like you're either ruminating or kind of stuck in things of the past, or just kind of churning over it, like constantly thinking and stuck there, like stuck, whether you realize it or not. Like, it could be failure, it could be expectations of yourself that are you've outgrown. It could be you adjusting and transforming, but like you're still getting used to this new skin that you're in. You know, but be mindful about who, especially people of the past, because I don't think that they're malicious. I just don't think they have full direction in the way that you're being called to have direction right now. Also, I'm hearing, like, you need to know that your current situation, like your current life right now, it's temporary. Like, where you're at in your life right now is temporary. If you're feeling bored or stagnant, or if you're experiencing stagnation in a certain area of your life, it's temporary. It's not going to last. Okay, and then I'm just being called to kind of like revisit friendships and stuff. You may have a lot of people around you. Be really careful. Be really careful. I don't think that these are people who aren't, again, intentionally going to hurt or harm you, especially not on purpose, right? That's not their intention. I just think that it's like they don't have direction, or they're lost a little bit, or not growing, like choosing not to grow, and sticking around with them for too long, it encourages you not to grow, when I actually think that you're going to be inspiring this friend group, or these friends, or these people. So the more that you start to jump your engines, like the more that you start to prioritize your pleasure, your hobbies, even a dream that you have here, and begin to like look at it and throw away past failures or disappointments, because that could be something that you're stuck on. Is like, you may have achieved a lot of success or achieved a lot of greatness, or were a straight A student all throughout college or high school, and then in adulthood you're not really measured by those same standards. So when you're not like a high achiever, who are you, you know? So, and that's what I feel like what needs to be heard right now is like, you need to not put yourself to that standard of achievement or hitting these next goals, and prioritize joy and pleasure and quality of life, like your ability to clock out, your ability to turn things off. I also see some of you guys are, if you don't know your dreams yet, it's because you're going to take a little extra time to kind of sit and reflect and look look deep into your soul. Like, I know that sounds so cliche, but seriously, just kind of sit with yourself. Look in the mirror and look at yourself in the mirror. Look deep into your eyes and be quiet with her or him for as long as needed. And connect with yourself. Really, truly connect with yourself. Don't avoid looking at yourself. Don't avoid looking into your soul. And when it's been quiet long enough that you get really comfortable with yourself, ask yourself, what do I want? Like, what do I want to explore? What do I want to draw? I don't know why I'm hearing that, but like, you could be drawing something out for yourself, even if you're not amazing at it. Like, going back to those traits and hobbies of doing things just because, not because it's going to be perfect, but because it's fun or because it gives you pleasure. Let me look at some of these charms because I've just been channeling this entire time. Anytime I look at objects, it just kind of allows me to channel. I do the same thing with tarot. Yeah, this is protection. Yeah, I just see, I do see like, this is one of the things that kind of plucked me earlier. I do see like hurt, but I don't see it in the present and I don't see it in the future. If you're hurting by something, it's something that has already happened. And like you might be still stuck or stagnant on something that happened in the past, or holding on to hurt of the past. Really refusing to kind of let that go. I just feel like what's going to help you is getting it out, like talking about it. Talking about it as much as you need to. And really begin to remove yourself from being too still, too stuck, too anchored in. You know when people say like you're in the present, right? Like stay in the present. It's like you're in the present, but you're not. It's in the present you are rooted to something of the past that you're stuck on. So it's something from the past is still here, and you can definitely choose to release this by talking about it. This has to be some type of great pain. It could come from childhood. It could come from not feeling acknowledged, not feeling literally seen or appreciated or validated. It could come from betrayal and not wanting to trust again. It may have made you feel less of a person or less creative, or you may have been so stuck in survival and adulthood that you feel like you've lost your ability to play, but it can really be reworked again. I'm also seeing it showing up in interesting ways. It's not like it's dead. There's signs of it now. It could be in cooking. It could be in different ways that you create now. You may make up, this is so funny, it's so cute. Like you may make up songs. If you have like a cat or an animal, but I'm seeing kind of like a cat or a bird, where you make up songs and you sing to that little creature, and it's like, where do you come up with this? Like, it's really precious. These are signs that your creativity, that creative spark isn't done. It's just being given in a place that you feel safe to share it. And I feel like you making that, like you being able to crayon again or color. This is a very creative person, a very sensitive person in a good way. It kind of opens the door. Let me look at some of these. I also want to tell you, don't worry about the future. There's this need for you to be, your focus right now, at least till next time we talk and do a charm reading, is to focus on the present, but to disconnect the present from the past so that you're able to enjoy the present. That's all that your angels and your guides want you to do right now. Do not worry about what you're going to create and what the future holds and where money is going to come from, or what is expected of you, or how are you going to do this? How are you going to achieve this? This is like someone who was in like gifted programs too growing up, and or had a whole lot of like that. People always talk about their potential, and you may have had like trauma, or you may have like anxiety, and it's not that you didn't live up to your potential, but it's like, it's just overwhelming when you're talented. It's overwhelming when you're gifted. It comes with heavy expectations, and you may be hard on yourself, and it just burns you out. And then you just factor in life and things that happen, and it just can really wear down even the strongest person. And for you, I just feel like it zapped your creativity. It zapped your spark, and it makes you feel a little bored. But I feel like this is where we got to separate. If this isn't you clocking out because you're working too much, or work is all that you're doing, then this will also look like, then the other message that goes along with this is you not turning pleasure things into like, or hobbies into like something that you share, something that you make money off, or something that you turn in like overproduction, like an ant constantly working. Let me look at some of these charms. For some of you guys, you're really concerned with the future when it comes to love, or the direction of a relationship, or your love life. In this case, you may feel like lonely, or you may be wanting, like really craving and wanting more from human connection or human bonds. And I don't want to be cryptic, but you kind of have to let timing, like divine timing, do its thing. If you try to force or entice a person or love to come in, which is different than setting intention and manifesting love, if you're trying too hard, like you're constantly pulling and stressing and worrying, it will create it won't necessarily create a blockage, but it'll make you feel like things aren't happening, which will dim your energy and dim your light. And what I'm seeing that you need to hear now is like, you need to thaw out. Like, you need to enjoy the present instead of be stuck and feeling stuck right now, or this area of your life being stuck. And this person, like, everything happens with divine timing, but if you're looking at it, you know, when they say like a watched pot will never boil, the time is going to pass regardless. It'll be faster than you think, but it'll seem like forever if you're staring and waiting and watching. I'm also feeling like a lot of these things in your life, when you're in a high vibration, when you lean more into your feminine or divine feminine, for some of you guys, you're actually working at your altar, or you worship the embodiment of like a feminine goddess. If that's the case, she's present here. This is someone who is very compassionate, very beautiful, known for beauty, known for softness, known for like fertility and like expansion, like things growing. When you connect with that energy a little further, and if you're not working with a goddess like that, then this is energies that you embody wholeheartedly when you're in a higher vibration. When you are in that energy, you're magnetic and you're feeling good about yourself. You feel beautiful. You feel creative. You feel inspired. Literally everything connects. Like, it's like synchronistic. Like, you genuinely feel magical. Like, you feel like you just turn heads. And it's not even about turning heads. It's just something that happens. Like, you just are in your element. You're in your zone. I feel that that's what you need. That's what Spirit is asking you to stay focused on right now, is getting back to that feminine. And it seems superficial, but it can come from taking care, like changing your hair, doing your nails, skincare, face masks, like, or maybe changing your appearance in some way. I'd like to see this charm. The Tower card. Yeah, I just feel like you have the Tower card, you have the Emperor, you have the Hierophant. I just feel like things happen synchronous. Things need to happen synchronistically. They can't be forced. If someone here is concerned about money, don't worry about it. You're going to be provided for. I also see partnership that brings in resources. This could be someone that you're with right now. Oh my gosh, look, that's so beautiful. Yeah, I just am really seeing adorning yourself, like just really... I really like this reading. What is this? Oh my gosh. Wow, this should not be in here, but this is a privacy protector for laptops, and like it blocks the camera. Some of you guys need to be like, it's funny that that's here. Some of you guys need to block yourself from being seen on social media, or you're blocking people, and like you're doing it because you can sense that this is something that you need to like encourage someone to let go of you, or you don't want to be seen by the world. You're sharing less. I also heard the word performative. You just don't, it doesn't feel authentic for you to share in the same way. Wow, you have the guitar here too. I didn't see that. It has a lot to do. You have so much creativity here and fertility and like, but you're thinking, like I'm just seeing you overthinking. It's interesting because we have the evil eye here, but it was turned over and blocked, and I just don't. Also, make sure that you're not the one hurting yourself. Take that how you will, but how I'm seeing it for now, right now in this moment, but there's layers to this, but I'm not going to go through all the layers because we'll be here for hours. It is, let's say you're comparing yourself to the beauty of someone else, or if you're comparing yourself to an ex and the fact that they moved on really quickly, you got to stop yourself from being able to see that and comparing, and like why not you, you know, like, and just really start to choose yourself and choose the things that bring you strength. Also, separate yourself from, this may be a part of the message that you're hearing earlier, but separate yourself from people who have connections to people who are negative or don't, they may be asking about you, or you may be hearing about them. It's time to let that go. If you don't, this doesn't mean that you necessarily need to cut them out completely. It just means that you don't ask about them. Like, make sure that the conversation is, and if you find yourself constantly asking the same things, or inquiring or looking for the same things, then that's just kind of nailing this reading for you even further, that you're in the present, but you're stuck in the past. You brought the past into the present, especially when it comes to relationships and connections that have been lost. Now, I know that we said that we were going to talk about the future and what to expect for the future, but your reading is so much about what you need to do right now in the present, that is going to open up the door for your future, and it's an open wide door, like it's an open wide space. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this part of the charms is completely wide open, and a big part of that is just you taking care of right now. For some of you, you may really need to start to work out or put things into place when it comes to things of the past, things that make you feel like you go crazy, like, or did give you anxiety, or make you overthink, or make you ruminate. Also, this ancestor, or whoever this person is with the car, they're creating a blessing for you here too. So it could be a grandfather. I'm seeing a masculine energy, I'm not gonna lie. But it could be anybody. But, or they're referring to someone who's masculine. But they're working right now. They want to work with you directly to help you to not distract yourself from pain, but to move past the pain and to go into a place where you have things that are your pride and joy and that bring you pleasure, and the importance that brings, and why they want that for you and to begin with. And that when they look back on their life, those were some of the moments that outside of like family and friends and all that other stuff, but the time that they had with themselves and what they were working on is what made their life so worth living. And that's what they want for you too. So they're going to help you. If that means that you have things need to switch in your life to give you that opportunity, whether it be more money, more time, more security, more abundance, more resources, whatever, then that they'll do what it takes. You don't need to necessarily know their name, but even while we're talking about this reading now, you can ask them, like, if you're really here, if you're really listening, if this is really you, help me, and I'm open to the gifts that you can bring to me in my life right now, because I've been feeling stagnant in this area of my life, because I've been comparing myself, because I have been stuck on the past, because I am ruminating. Help me to move past this. Okay, let's look at the cards. Oh, wow. Look at this. We have, it's so funny because we have the home card, we have the 4-leaf clover, and then we have the garden, but it's reversed. It's interesting because when I saw the home card, I see this as someone who went from like enjoying the luxury of being at home to using and abusing it a little bit. Like, it's time to leave the house. The clover does represent good luck, but it also represents like things happening very quickly, very, very quickly. And the garden represents mixing and mingling, but it's interesting to me that this card is reversed. There's a need to get out. There's a need to get out and kind of change your own luck. There's a need to get out and enjoy like small things. Like, it's not like, you know, like this big stroke of luck. It's not like you win the lottery ticket. Like, oh, when I win the lottery and hit the Mega Millions, then I'll be happy. Then I'll have what I need. It's like, no, if you get out every day and do something, you'll find something. It's just a matter. It's like practicing gratitude, where you start to see things. The more that you appreciate things, the more that the universe starts to favor you a little bit, and the more that you start to favor the universe. So I feel like you need to get out a little bit and explore and branch out. And even though you may be comfy, cozy, don't couch rot. For some of you guys, I'm seeing like remodeling of the home or allowing people into the home, even for a little bit. That's going to change. That's going to be a positive thing too. Opening up the windows, getting fresh air in. Even working outside in the garden, actually. It's going to be good for you. Okay? So those are your terms, my love. Thank you so much for vibing with me. Please give this video a thumbs up if it was just a vibe for you in any way. And please subscribe if you would like to, because there's plenty more videos where this came from. And I will see you guys in my next one. Moving on to the second message. All right, my loves. If you chose the second message, these are your cards. I'm going to save them for later. I have no idea what they are. And this is the tray for my charms. I have a big bowl right here that I use to crank the charms up. However, it does get a little loud when I'm mixing them. So I'm going to do a little countdown to give you time to lower the volume on your headphones or whatever device you're listening on. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and dive right in. So I'm going to start mixing the charms in 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, you guys got the pizza. Love that. All right. Let's go ahead and see, shall we? What is the vibe? wonder if I can zoom in. I didn't think to do that before. All right, let's see. First, we do have the charms here, but I'm going to start off by listening to my intuition first and foremost. Okay, I'm going to zoom out. One thing that's coming through for me that I'm seeing and feeling and sensing, it's not as loud. The energy is not as loud as the first message, but it feels really good. I'm getting a lot of butterflies. Like, I'm getting a lot of butterflies. Like, I'm seeing butterflies here, but I'm seeing like butterflies in the belly, things that are exciting, developments, news. I don't know what this is. I'm like seeing like that, like this is, it's giving exciting. It's giving like da. I don't know if this is something that I'm hearing like over the moon, overjoyed, something that is going to be exciting for you. My heart also feels like it's about to pick up and start racing. This could be a crush. It could be travel. It could be something that it's going to get you so excited. I also feel like this is going to last. It's giving love. It's giving love, but it's also like love relationships, but it could also be like something that you fall in love with, like something that you just are like, it could be travel. If it's travel, I'm seeing like traveling for a birthday. It's something where you're like celebrating you. It's giving that type of energy where like the world revolves around you and you're just the bee's knees. I'm also getting a sense that for this, if you chose this message, there's a lot of doors that are opening up for you. I actually am just now seeing this sailboat here, which is so interesting. Because I didn't even see that when I was seeing travel, but when I was feeling and sensing travel within my intuition, I do see I see doors opening up for you and like movement and quickness and speed and action. Things are going to start picking up really quickly for you in your life. Very, very quick, which is interesting because you actually have the hangman charm here, which represents suspension and waiting and patience, but I don't get a sense of you waiting. I get a sense of things. You also have the turtle here. I get a sense of things moving forward. I was just asking, like, is this for someone here, I was like, You're expecting it to be like money or a check or acknowledgement, but it's bigger than that. It's something that is timeless. It's something that like money can't buy, whether it be experiences, a new friend, like a best friend, community connection, spiritual enlightenment. Like it's really... Someone here is definitely traveling. Like you're going on a trip, you're traveling. Others of you, this is a totally new chapter in your life. And it's just going to awaken. It's awakening like new purpose and new joy and like sense of like, this is the part of my life that I've been waiting for. That's why the hangman is here, because it's something that you've been waiting for a long time. It's something, it doesn't have to do with work. It's something where you like clock out and you run. You're like happy to like scoot away from this thing and pour yourself into it. For some of you guys, this is wild, but it could be like divorce or something that you have newfound freedom. You may have just traveled or gone from one place to a whole other place. Like going very long distance. It's giving like traveling around the world or moving cross country, or if you've always been lived in a neighborhood and never left the neighborhood, then you move to another state. It's like totally new. If you've always been a type of person, you're about to discover something about yourself and something that you've been waiting for a long time. Wow. I'm actually just now seeing this charm. It says, live for the moments you cannot put into words. And that's exactly the vibe that I'm getting here, is someone like just, I also feel like things are just moving straight forward. Like, it's like you set the intention, things are synchronistic, things are working out, and you just go. I'm getting the sense that for you guys, it's important that you trust yourself. Like, really trust yourself. I was talking to a friend recently. She's like traveling, and she was asking about like astrocartography. Ooh, excuse me. And my darling, if you are watching this reading right now and you pick this pile, wow, that's so crazy. But I was telling her, I'm like, astrocartography and astrology is wonderful, but like also allow yourself to just have free will and just make mistakes. Like, just have the experience. Don't go looking for anything. Just go out and do. Go out and experience. And I feel that here. I feel no restriction. I feel no hesitation. I feel backpacking. Like, it's like, I'm just going to travel light. I also am seeing new memories being made, like new experiences and new things to fall in love with. If this is a relationship, but it's giving like big travel, big news, change of like major life events, unless you're about to meet the person that you're gonna like live, like not live for, but like just love. But this person, if that's the case, this person has a lot of adventure within them. If this is a relationship, this person is from a different world. Like, they're from a different culture, just look different from you. What's this charm? I want to be improbable and afraid of nothing, as if I had wings. Wow, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's just so much of this like vastness and openness and opportunity, and like, I gotta go out and see the world, and I wanna, it's, you know what I'm also getting? Like Ariel, when she just is from a totally different world, and she's just so pulled, and she's just waiting for this time and this chance, and finally, and she just wants to be a part of that world, you know. And it's just everything kind of like, even if the odds were stacked, I don't see anything negative here, but like, even if the odds were stacked against her, she did it. She made it. I feel like it's interesting with these keys. Sometimes they can show like things being locked away from us, but I just see doors opening. I'm also hearing the words lift off. Someone here too, it's so random, but like hot chocolate, like I see this as like comfort. Like, the only comfort that you need is just a little something from home, or something that brings you coziness. But for the most part, it has adventure. My camera kind of cut out there for a little second, but yeah, I just see, sometimes when we see locks, we see doors kind of closing, but I see opportunity. I'm going to choke a little bit on the pizza. Oh my God, you got popcorn ice cream. Okay, so clearly it's about food. I'm not mad at that. Look at this. You have Paris, New Orleans. Girl, you're traveling. And you're just going to be eating. That's not to be so like blunt and like, I just see like eating. I was thinking that maybe there'd be more to this, but I just think you're going to be spending money on like food and yeah, food. I'm not mad at that. This could be a date in the future. I'm not mad at this at all. Let's look at your cards, shall we? The first, wow. Okay, the first card to jump out, we actually have the book, which is about, of course, about knowledge, but it's about exploration and getting out and discovering, like really discovering, seeing all, asking questions, more to this, like more, like just give me more, give me more. Then we have the mask here, which is all the different, I don't say different faces, but all the different things that we can, in the way that I'm seeing this now, it's all the different ways that we can see the world, or all the ways that the world can see us. which is beautiful because you're not pitted to any one thing. Like, you're just, this, to me, this is like vastness. Your ability to change. And with the ring, this has a lot to do with commitment. So this could really be, for a lot of you guys, you're discovering new aspects within yourself. For some of you guys, you're literally your life is leveling up to the next season. If you're single, you're gonna get married, you know, like that escalated, right? If you've been studying and in school, you're about to take trips and travel. There's just something about this next chapter in your life being so different, like a new face, a new you, new opportunity. I'm not mad at this. It's things money can't buy outside of food. It's like if that's where your money's going to go, it's going to go into food for sure. So you'll definitely have to keep me posted on your adventures and where this is coming through. Also, it can just be things popping up. Seems like it's out of the blue, but it feels really synchronistic. It feels divinely timed. Paris and New Orleans. But it's interesting too because New Orleans is influenced by French culture by like a lot. So, all right, my loves, that is your message for now. And please, before you go, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you aren't already, because there's plenty more videos where this came from. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Moving on to message number 3. All right, my loves, if you chose the third message, these are your charms. The ones that you can't see. I'm just kidding. These are your cards, and the charms are going to go here. I've got the charms in this big old bowl. I'm going to shuffle from the bowl. However, it can get pretty loud, so I'm going to do a little countdown, 3, 2, 1, and then you can turn the volume down as you need to, okay? Then we will read the cards that I've pulled for you. I don't know what they are. We'll read those at the end. So let's go ahead and dive right in. 3, 2, 1. I kept hitting this while I was shuffling for you, which is interesting. Let's go ahead and see. This reading is quiet. Every one of these readings has been so different. Someone here, I'm just getting like tummy stuff, things going on with the tummy. I'm also feeling like, I'm hearing the word accountability, but it's like, not in a bad way. It's like you kind of assessing like ways that you could do better, like really just kind of taking, I hate to say this, but really taking accountability for like, I don't say the energy that you bring, but like how you make yourself feel good or bad, especially when it comes to diet. For some of you guys, there's like a few different messages here. You're for some of you, I'm seeing like all of these different pieces of life kind of needing to be looked at a little bit. Let's say it's like diet. Then you need to look, then we want to look at your clutter. Then we want to look at your phone usage. Then we want to look at your communication. Some of you guys, I'm actually hearing you might be a little snippy with others. So interesting. I was going to ask if this was coming towards you, but I just feel this is like you might be snipping. Someone here, look at your hormones, you know, and how, or something, how like what you eat, how it impacts the chemicals in your body that makes you kind of, I don't say miserable, but kind of like reactive to things and kind of, I don't say want to fight, but like, I know me, if I have too much, like if I have too much like sugar or coffee, I'll get irritable. I just really will. I'm very sensitive in my diet, you know. If I'm overstimulated, you know, I get irritable. As if I'm spending too much time with people, I get irritable. I'm just very moody. You know, I'm a very moody person and I need a lot of time to myself. I just feel like there's something here, like all these little bits and pieces that might be kind of making you kind of like your teeth get a little sharp. For someone here, you are being called to actually speak up and give them your teeth. Like someone may be deserving of a harsh reality or your harsh truth. This is an interesting pile here, like interesting charms. I'm getting it for someone. I'm getting a vision of like someone in a kayak. That's so specific because it's not a canoe. And you're like, what? So in a canoe, you have partnership. In a kayak, you do it alone. And I feel that you're going to need to you're kind of being called to kind of go your own. I'm also getting like Bird Box. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie or read the book. The symbolism behind it, what I'm going to get to, because I don't want to tell the whole story, but she kind of, I think her name was Mallory. I haven't watched it in such a long time, but it was a really good book. And it was on Netflix, but the book is really excellent. She kind of had to, actually now that I think about it, she had snips. Like she was very snippy. But she was kind of like forced to kind of survive. And she was taking care of these children and kind of navigating through like a post-apocalyptic world a little bit, blindfolded, where she was trusting her instincts. And I just feel like someone here can relate to her tenacity and like how we change when we are protecting ourselves or when we're doing what we have to do. I feel that I'm getting a strong sense that someone here needs to remember, or someone needs to hear, like, be strong, like, continue to be strong. The reason why I'm stumbling on this is because the two messages before were so different in their energy, and the third one, this message, this pile, is so strikingly different than the others. I also want to tell you that, you may be someone who has been going through some things, just being really challenged in a way right now. And I am getting this really strong message to give yourself a lot of grace. Like to be patient with yourself, to be patient with a season in your life, and to you don't need to apologize for, I don't say bad moods, especially if it's warranted, but like there's a reason why there's a change that's happening within you. Like your demeanor may have shifted. Also, I'm hearing that for someone here, this is a necessary evil, like a necessary thing, like a necessary season that you have to go through in your life. And it's important that you're speaking words of affirmation into yourself. that you're not beating yourself up, that the snarledness that you feel doesn't turn inward and you're attacking yourself. Like that you're not speaking ill over yourself, that you... Also, someone here, it's important that, I just heard the word dissociate, like it's important that you face what you need to face right now, and that you, even if it feels difficult, even if it feels too big for you, because it could be something like filling out a job application, like it could be something like, something that feels really overwhelming, like bigger than you, but you're going to be surprised. You're going to look back and you're going to be like, really glad that you took care of whatever it is that you're facing right now. Your world may feel like it has been a little topsy-turvy or changed around a lot. This could be someone who moves from one place to the next, and they were hoping for community, but they're feeling a little alone or lost. And I just feel like this is a message to keep going. Like it's not, that may not necessarily be specific, like it could be a metaphor, but this pile needs to hear to keep going. This is a pile that could benefit from looking towards the future, which, like, just getting a positive, like, just, like, tell me that things are going to be okay in the future, because you're worried. You may be really worried about the future. Like, what's going to happen. Spirit is telling you, regardless, to stay strong and to stay strong. Like, you are strong. Like, you are strong. Like, you... Also, you're very protected. You can call in... You might have been someone who's been working on protection. Yeah, you have a messenger here. There's like little... You may need to ask for signs, like spirit... Your spirituality right now, like, is your... I don't say your lifeline, but it's going to really help. You also have guardian angel here. You have 2 angels. You have a lot of angels, actually. You need to know that it's time for you to keep going. And you also, of course, you have the lotus here. For someone here, they may be facing fears or like the unknown. This is someone whose intentions, it's funny. Okay, I don't know why, but like Bird Box keeps coming through. So think about, like, she was a mom, and she didn't know that what she was doing would be for the betterment of her and the children. But she knew that she wanted to get them to a safe place. This sanctuary. But she didn't know. She didn't know the future. But she heard, and she had hope. And even all the things that she's gone through, she still kind of held on to hope. And I don't want to blow the end of it, but they did find their way to this sanctuary. And it was way better than they were expecting it to be. But I'm saying this, I don't know if you guys need to, like, I don't want to tell you to read the book, but that's what's coming through. Is sometimes you have to, like, navigate through life and listen to your senses. Like, listen to your senses, listen to your intuition, and that's all that you have. And you don't know totally what the future holds for you, but you have to trust, like, you really, and some of you guys, you just need to know that the future is going to be good. And I'm gonna do a little extra and shuffle these and see, or we can do tarot, because this group can use a little extra, like, tell me, Jess, that it's going to be okay, and I got you. But there's this fight, you know, and courage and bravery, and, like, I can do difficult things. I'm in the midst of doing difficult things, and I'm going to be better. Think about the lotus and how it rises up from the mucky muck, and it's seemingly untouched and beautiful and just sitting peacefully on top of the water. let that be your guiding light, or let that be a token that shows you that it's going to be okay. For some of you guys, it's you just trying to do what's right, and you just need to hear that you're, especially since you're doing the best that you can, that you're doing the right thing, and you are. That may actually rub people the wrong way. That may include some casualties along the way, you know, like losing people or losing things, or sometimes even having your hope questioned, but it's okay. There's the power of sound here. So for some of you guys, it might be energy work, energy healing, listening to music. The other day, here, I'll tell you, the other day I had to do something difficult too that really scared me. And I didn't want to, but I had to. And I'm an adult, apparently, you know, and I had the option to back away and like run, but I didn't. I faced it, and I was emotional and I cried, but I knew I needed to do it, and I knew that it was the right thing to do. And I listened to music to help me in the in-between times of doing the difficult thing, and it helped. And looking back, I still am like, ugh, like I hated that I had to do that. Like I'm still kind of pouting over it, but like, okay, I'll tell you. It was just a doctor's appointment. Like, you would think that it was, like, something crazy, but it just really freaking got me. Normally, I kind of tell a little bit more to Behati Love Note, those who are subscribed to Behati Love Notes, because it's more, I don't like to, like, insert myself. But in this case, I feel like it's helpful and beneficial for me to share. But I really, like, I've been pouting ever since I did this doctor's appointment, because it just really pushed me. And there's just so many components to this doctor's appointment that I was like not looking forward to, didn't totally agree with, but knew that I needed to do it. And looking back, it wasn't as bad as I imagined it to be. It was actually way better, but like that doesn't mean that I liked it. And would I want to do it again? No. And I'm kind of saying this because there's like things, there's seasons in our lives or things that we have to do in our lives that we could not show up. We could say this is too much, or I don't have the emotional capacity or emotional maturity to handle this. And then sometimes you kind of have to speak into yourself and be like, I can do difficult things. And something that was helping me in that moment was to listen to music. And I'm kind of seeing that here, even with the sign, just kind of connecting and grounding yourself to this higher vibration that we're always connected with, but sometimes we don't feel connected to. And it helps us to kind of move through like you even have the warrior charm here, and you also have this punching bag here that's just like fight. Like there's this need to kind of fight and push and do the difficult things. And then you have Scorpio here. It could be fears, like it could be fears, a sense of loss, a sense of like shadow aspects, but you also have so many charms here that are talking about protection. Now, there are some positive moments here. When I said in the very beginning of like taking accountability, I feel like this is like calling something that you're feeling, calling it out, giving it a name, and saying like, I am scared, or I don't know, I don't have an answer, I need help, this is bigger than me. Calling it out. That's what I meant now that I'm thinking about it. And somehow the cotton candy to me represents accountability right now. I don't know why, but that's what's coming through. It's you calling something out and seeing and saying something for what it is. And it just kind of takes away its power. We're going to look into the charms for you for the future for sure. Also, for those of you guys that were wondering, everything ended up being well with the doctors, like absolutely, but just the process, you know, just anyway. You also have the charm here that says she believed she could, so she did. Exactly. It's like you pushing yourself. Oh, I didn't see this, Charmy. It's you pushing yourself or giving yourself a pep talk and continuing to give yourself pep talks. It might be a bunch of things, like small things that when they add up, they're difficult, they're overwhelming. It could be preparing for a new start in life and just being like, ugh, you know. Also, it's funny you have the coffee cup here, and that's kind of like, for me, this is how I start my day, usually. Not right now, but like, just kind of like how you armor yourself, like how you prepare for your day. And like the small rituals, the small routines, and which is actually really funny because I was talking about like irritability. But yeah, just kind of pouring yourself a nice cup of whatever and just being like, okay, I'm going to take on today. This is temporary. This too shall pass. I am completely equipped to handle this, and I've got this, and let's go. Okay, let's look at your cards. Really interested to see what your cards are. We have, oh my goodness, the Well, the Tree, and the Tower. Not surprised to see the Tower here. The good news is that it's reversed. Now, the Tower represents challenges, obstacles, blockages, things that make us feel isolated, alone, things that we shouldn't always take on by ourselves, but we're capable of taking them on by ourselves. But it's like these big unsurmountable things that just seem undefeatable. And then you have the Tree, which represents inner strength and family and connection and bonds and generational things. And then we have the Well that goes so deep. So this group does need to know that there is, like, it does seem like there's a, if you've been like, is it all in my head? No. It's not in your head. You know, there is something here that you may be facing. A challenge. There might be a challenge here. It could be, sometimes with the Tree, it can be connected to family. It could be connected to health. That's another thing too. It can be it can represent like challenges that seem like they're lasting forever. Like the more that you look into it, the further it goes, especially with the Well here. But let's go ahead and look into the future. Okay, so if you need to plug your headphones in, now would be a good time. I'm going to go ahead and pour these back in. 3, 2, 1. And let's see what the future holds. Future. Okay. First things first, we have security, stability, direction. We have the marijuana plant. I'm not mad at that for those of you that partake. We also have a coffee cup here. We have a good fortune. Is this a good fortune or is it a unicorn? Oh, it's an angel. We've got money and resources. Again, more protection. We've got hope. Live for the moments you can't put into words. Ice cream. Children. Oh, look at this little bone here. A knife and fork kind of crossed. So, honestly, this is giving like it's behind you. It's done. It's over. The hard time is over. Security, comfort, big comfort, home, like home. It's interesting because in the last pile, we saw someone needing to kind of not lose their home, but get out of their home. This pile, you're going to the home. So it's like a feeling of comfort, security. You have a teddy bear here, which I love. You have a little child here. I just really love the fact that you got the marijuana plant because I feel like this represents, for me, this represents like, fuck it. You know, like the things that we worry about, we just realize like, why was I so hung up on it? Like, it's not, for some of you guys, you might be needing to take something. I don't want to plant seeds in your head, but literally and figuratively. But yeah, you may be considering taking something, especially if you're 18 and up, or 21 and up. I don't know the numbers. I don't know the rules. I don't know. But something to comfort you and relax you, but not if you have an issue, okay? But yeah, or it represents the energy of comfort, relaxation. Look, you have Gemini, you have Pisces energy. I didn't even see that. You have Cancer. I'm pretty sure I saw Taurus. Yeah. These are things that it's like vibe. They're very vibey. Vibey, grounded, of the earth, and inquisitive. Gemini always brings inquisitive curiosity and the ability to kind of change and allow yourself to... I just feel relaxation. I feel like in the future you're going to be a little closed off, but not in a bad way. It just seems like you're relaxing, so you're going to be saying no to some things because you're chilling. For some of you, you might be enticed to go on a cruise. I'm hearing like venture off, kind of going, like just totally be away for a minute. This quarter here, I see this as money being spent, not money being earned, but I still see it as like relaxation. Like I still see it as like an investment in relaxing. I just feel you being like, for a minute, you're just, I'm good. Like, especially the way that the knife and the fork are closed, like crossed. This is a sign like I'm done. No more. Like no more. I don't need anything more on my plate. I see more convenience instead of work for you because you're going to be relaxing. That's what the future holds. And just catching your breath and loosening up. I'm seeing tightness in the shoulders. So like a massage, big time relaxation. It just seems like it's done. Like what is stressing you out or what is bothering you, you either come to terms with it and you relax, or it's over and you relax. Either way, girl, you relaxed. Let me pull some extra charms here. I'm going to get my hand in here in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, Hangman is like, I let it go. Oh, the devil. Interesting. A book. Be you bravely. Yeah. And you have the tomahawk here. Interesting. Taurus has shown up. Oh, Libra. Scorpio again. Yeah, this is you kind of working through your... I'm definitely seeing like someone working through their fears or anxiety. Like, not that it's coming in or it's attracting, but it's like you are learning how to relax regardless. This is, believe it or not, this is actually very good. Like, this is a very good thing because this is you learning, like someone here is learning, like if you keep, like, if it's like, if you have anxiety disorder, this is where you start to really, I don't like, maybe like get help or start to dig into where it's coming from, right? Especially if it's generational, you might find that this blockage feels like it's bigger than you, like this thing that you hold is bigger than you, and there's ways to make it work for you. And when the more that you do that, the more that you allow yourself to relax. The more that I also see you coming into terms, like coming into, like, I don't say acceptance, but just being like, I could use the help here. Like, I don't need to, if I try to do this alone, I'll be sabotaging myself, you know? Like, you're just, it seems like you're finding a way to, like, relax or to come to terms with something, to be okay with something in a way that is healthy. Make sure that it's healthy. I'm really close to the microphone. I didn't even realize that. I'm sorry. Shine like the stars. I love that. Yeah, it's you giving yourself, it's like you discovering something about yourself or something about a situation and relax, like learning how to help yourself within it. It just, and I also see it being like freeing, like liberating. What's this charm? I want to be improbable and afraid of nothing as if I had wings. Exactly. I just feel like something that you had fear over, something that was difficult or challenging, you are able to move past it, to relax and learn from it, like learn and let it go. Also, it's like a necessary evil, like a thing that is inevitable, like whether it be generational, like in our DNA or whatever, and we just learn, you know, how to cope, or we have the right resources, or if it's paying taxes or whatever, it's things that it's unavoidable. Okay. So thank you guys so much. I hope that this reading was helpful to you. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to pull the charms for you. And please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, because there's plenty more videos where this came from. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.